Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. That was incredibly camp, wasn't it? Yeah, but that another beer review. My God, I've just done a beer review because I wanted to have a beer while I did this unboxing, and I'm being a little bit of a content whore today because I've not checked because I'm sure like 90% of the beer tubers who will go out and buy something new from like supermarkets and stuff to review it, to get those first views, will have already reviewed this. But I'm recording this on the day that I got it. I'm going to get uploaded as well. And, you know, my channel was basically built on German beer reviews. So I think, without being too big-headed, I'm the only British beer tuber who has any authority on German beers. And I still to this day think my love of Augustiner Lager Beer Hell has basically made that beer as popular as it is here in the UK. Complete fabrication, utter nonsense. It's a great, people love that beer because it's the best lager in the world. And I was very lucky for a short amount of time to be able to get bottles of that from my nearest supermarket when I was living in Germany for like €1 a bottle, there or thereabouts. Humble brag. And if you're going to start humble bragging about beers that you have or have had, then I'll say no more, just in case I offend someone. Anyway, so pick this up from LIDL. Obviously, it's coming to Oktoberfest season. All the online retailers and bottle shops are releasing the big official 6 Oktoberfest beers. I'll probably still get a couple of bottles of some of them. Some are much better than others. I think the 2 that you should always try and get hold of is the Paulaner Oktoberfest beer and also the Augustiner Oktoberfest beer. But as is always the case, that one is always released later. It's like when, it's the Doppelbock Maximator, that's always released quite late on as well. But highly worth the wait. So yeah, I'm sure with like my beer tuber family, because that's what they are, the family to me. You may see a live video looking at certain Oktoberfest and Fest beers in general. But when I saw that Lidl was doing this, I was like, that is screaming for me to purchase. So you get 10 German lagers, all 500ml bottles, I believe, for £24.99. So that's basically £2.50 for high quality lager, even if there is a Hofbrau beer in there. But yeah, so it was officially in Lidl supermarkets today, which is Thursday the 7th of September, although I think, looking at Facebook, some of the Lidls around the country actually had it available for purchase the day before. So that already means in BeerTube land that you're about 6 months too late to post any sort of content related to something like this. But you know what? I've said it every time recently that I've had a German beer. I need to make a more conscientious effort to pick up more German beers. And what a perfect excuse. So pretty much walked straight to Lidl, straight from work, which was about a 45-minute walk in some of the most humid weather. Is humid, can you class humidity as weather? I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, as you can probably tell. So that was a chore. And then, fuck me, is this a heavy box. I mean, you've got chunky glass bottles of 500 mils worth of lager. So it's basically 5 litres of liquid in a cardboard box, very sturdy cardboard box. And big selling point to this, ladies and gentlemen, that handle. What a sturdy handle that is. 10 out of 10 already just for this. I say 10 out of 10. The only downside is because of the weight and the sort of like how thin it is, it didn't half cut into my hand. So luckily it was only like a 20-25 minute walk to get back home. But my God, and obviously I had a backpack full of shopping as well. Yeah, not the smartest move, but I begrudge getting a taxi or getting the bus for such a short distance. Plus, you know, I need as much exercise as I can. I look absolutely awful today. But it is what it is. And like I always say, what it is what it is. So yeah, very happy with this. I already know for a fact that some of these beers I've already had, some I've already reviewed, but for £2.50 for a good quality German lager, even though there's a Hofbrau beer in there, you can't go wrong. And there's always a chance that once it's starting to get towards the end of Oktoberfest season, if there are still boxes of these lying around, they may be discounted a little. And some of these I've not really seen in like the bottle shops or web shops. So it's always good. It's great to see some familiar faces that I've not actually seen since I lived in Germany. But yeah, so looking forward to this. It's a Kalea box, who always do a good job. And you know what, it's refreshing to see it's not just a really generic fest beer by a mediocre German brewery, but also it's just nice to see something that isn't one of the big six. So yeah, there's plenty of good drinking to be had. So I thought what I would do is do a bit of an unboxing. I'm not going to put any effort into this video by changing the camera angle and giving you a close-up of each beer, but I've got to say, very well packaged. I would say it's slightly impractical, but I don't think many people buying this will be making an extended walk home with it. But it is what it is, and what it is what it is. So we'll get this open. It's almost like a Bavarian attaché case. You get, of course, with a lot of the Kalea boxes and advent calendars and stuff, a handy little booklet, and you even get a thing on the back so you can put your tasting notes in there and rank it. And there's also, you know, a beer tasting app as well. Yeah, I mean, these guys do the like that. Well, there it is. They've even got an advert for it in the brochure. I don't know if I'm going to do it. I've not done a beer advent calendar for quite a while. Yeah. So maybe this year I will. And they've also got some other boxes there. Including another German Oktoberfest box. So that's going to be some interesting reading. I'm always about that. Tiny little details. So let's quickly go through each beer, if you really want me to. So this is from a brewery that I've not heard of or had anything from. Not that that means anything at all. But this is the Kalea beer from, is that Wildbräu? Is that the name of the brewery itself? Really nice, simple artwork with a, is that a duck with a broom? Yeah, Wildbräu. So I really like that. I've always loved the presentation of German bottles. So Kalea beer, I'm not sure what Kalea beer translates to, but this is, where's the ABV on this? 5.7%. Very nice. I'll have to do some research on that. Maybe I'll do a little bit of a beer series come Oktoberfest. I'm going to try and collect as many sort of different, not necessarily like Oktoberfest beers, but some like fest beers. And I know obviously a lot of the UK breweries are getting in on that. I think Verdant and Track have already released theirs. Obviously a lot of the UK lager brewers will be doing their own. Cloudwater always make a big thing about stuff like this as well. So yeah, the only thing is that means I'm gonna have to be really, really, really good with my self-control and not opening any of these. So next up we've got the 1543 Fest Märzen. I like the artwork on that. That's very nice and simple. Who's that by? From Teisnacher? Yeah, Teisnacher Brewery. Or Ertelbräu. So it's probably like a little bit of a subcontract or another like brand, or maybe they're sort of like craft arm, I'm not sure. Another brewery that I've not heard of, but beautifully, beautifully presented. So that'll be a good one. I do like a good Märzen. Then we've got probably one of the most lauded and well-respected German breweries, Schneiderweisse. And this is a bottle of the Festweisse. I've not had a wheat beer for a while. It's well documented. He says that like people are talking about him and writing articles about him. That I'm not the biggest fan of wheat beers, but Schneiderweisse probably do, you know, just some of the best, don't they, really? Especially the, well, Aventinus, and then the Aventinus Eisbock. My goodness, what drinking experiences they are. So this is clocking in at... Why am I struggling so hard to find the ABV on these beers? I'm not too sure. Oh, 6.2%, so it's got a bit of heft to it. I think I've had a version of that before. I'm not too sure though. Then we've got the Erlbacher Premium Gäuboden Volkfest beer. I do apologise about my absolutely horrific attempts at German pronunciation. My German was not that good while I was living there, which is probably one of the main reasons why everything went to shit when I was there. But the less we talk about that, the better. I'll just drink this 10% ABV triple IPA and just forget about everything until 2 hours time, and I'll be crying myself to sleep. But hey, we don't talk about that stuff anymore. If you can't laugh about your past, you're fucked, basically, aren't you? But I always remember this being in like some of the discounter places. But even like, you know, the discounter, really low brow German beers, a lot of the time they're going to be amazing. Probably one of the cheapest you'll ever get if you are in Germany is the Oettinger stuff. But they did, I can't remember what the beer was, but there was like a slightly hoppier beer that they did, like a Leicht beer or something like that, where it's like lighter ABV, but for some reason the hoppiness is intensified. Absolutely banging. And it was like between, off the top of my head, between like 40 and 70 cents a bottle. I mean, I've made this joke before and it's fell flat on like friends and family. But if you were homeless in Germany, you've got high quality beer, dead cheap, so you'd be fine. You'd be absolutely fine. You wouldn't, because being homeless is, I could imagine, be possibly one of the worst things you could ever do. And there's too many homeless people around the world. And it's a problem that can be solved, but it's sad. It's sad. All our major cities in the UK, there's even in my small town, every now and then you will see someone who's homeless. There's been even notes of like Polish families having to like camp out in some of the woodland nearby, and it's like that shouldn't happen. Not to get too overly serious, especially when I've just made a crass joke, which it's like I'm almost trying to like dig myself out of a hole. But yeah, if you lived on the streets of Germany and you turned to alcohol, you know, it's not an ideal situation, but if you were put into that, then, you know, at least you're getting, let's just stop talking about that because it's really depressing. So that's that. Now this, I did not realise that this beer was, or this brewery was in this box. This has actually made the hairs on the back of my neck and my arms stand on edge, because this was where I lived in Germany. Like probably, I don't know if it was the biggest in the city, but it's definitely up there. I think the only other like brewery that was like big in Regensburg, because I think there was about 4 different breweries like in a really close local vicinity. But this, I've got fond memories of drinking beers from these, especially with some of the flip top bottles. But yeah, Bischofshof. I am absolutely buzzing that there's a Bischofshof beer in this box. The other like big brewery, and I was very lucky to actually get invited to go to the brewery and have a tour, and then get a bottle of like one of his, I can't, what was his name, Anton? I should remember this because he was like an event at the local craft beer bottle shop, Biretta, and got talking to him. He said, "Oh yeah, just pop down, just give me a message, whatever. We'll sort something out. I'll show you around the brewery." Had Helles straight from like the fermenter, which was just absolutely glorious. And it was just because obviously the craft beer boom in Germany was really starting to come into effect. Apologies, I'm going on this like a trip down memory lane, but this has proper put me in a good mood. And that's what I love. It's may sound, not necessarily just drinking the alcoholic beverage can put you in a good mood, but just, I don't know. I'm going to definitely miss Germany now, and I'm going to have to send a photo of this to my friends who I unfortunately had to leave in Germany. But yeah, it was great. Got to try that, and it was when that brewery was like really starting to, under like a brown manufacturer, I mean that's the line they called it, do like pale ales, hoppy beers, and he just like, I think it was like his home brew, or he might have brewed it on the kit, because the brewery itself is like either connected or in close vicinity to like an old people's home. So a lot of the profits went straight back into the building itself, which is amazing. And considering most places you could get the bottles, of course, and most bars, pubs, places to eat would have their beers on tap. But he did an Imperial Stout in like this really big blue bottle that he gave me, and I had it, and it was absolutely glorious. I might have done a video actually of that, and I think I actually did a video of my tour of the Spital Brewery. But yeah, amazing. But we're not talking about Spital. We're here to talk about Bischofshof, and I'm so happy that there's a Bischofshof beer in here. And this is the Original Fest beer, which I don't think I ever saw. But I'm not sure if it's just been brewed to like for the export market. I'm not too sure. I really don't know. I'm gonna have to look into this. But it seems like they've changed the branding as well. And just like even seeing the Donau. No, not the Donau, was the river, wasn't it? The Dorn. Sorry, I'm legitimately like inside. I'm screaming. yeah, that's definitely getting reviewed, and there's going to be effort put into that. But it looks like they've updated the branding. Mate, that's proper made my day, that. It really, really has. And it even like because obviously Germany, like a lot of other European countries, have a great incentive when it comes to recycling bottles and cans, where you pay like, I think it's 8 cents a bottle and 25 cents, no, 8 cents, yeah, 8 cents a bottle, 25 cents a can, or something like that, or a bigger bottle. You pay that when you buy it, and then you do that, you collect all your recycling, you go to your nearest supermarket in Germany, there's a recycling machine, you get a little bit of money back. I mean, you're not getting like money back, but you can put it towards your shopping. And I just love it, the fact that you can still see the lines from when they're being like scanned in the machines and cleaned and recycled. I'm going to stop now because I've spent way too much time talking about that. And I will start to get emotional. Another brewery that, even though I don't think they were really too close to Regensburg, but you saw a lot of their beers. Kugelbauer, and this is a Guillemot's beer with awesome artwork there. Already I'm so happy that I've got this beer box. And it's even got like artwork from Ferdinand Kieslinger, Sammerweder Guad, which I think is very much Bavarian dialect. I'm not sure what style of beer this is, but very, very nice, striking artwork. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Still got 4 beers to show, and I'm just rambling on. I'm almost getting teary-eyed doing this, by the way. You just don't understand. And even getting the Hofbräu Oktoberfest beer is not going to kill my mood. Yeah, I don't know what it was with this brewery. I was just never really too enamoured by the stuff that I'd had. I mean, don't get me wrong, still up there in terms of quality. And I think they even had like a beer hall in Regensburg. I wish I'd have visited so many more places at my time in Germany. What a beautiful city, by the way. Long overdue a visit. So this is one of those ones that you can pretty much get each Oktoberfest season, so we don't really need to talk too much about that. Next up, we've got Falter Dickelfeiner Best Beer, a Fest beer, not best beer. Again, I'm sure this is one of those ones that you'd find like really cheap in shops like Norma, the discounters in and around Germany. But yeah, fast beer, and that's 5.9% ABV. Looking forward to that, not had that one before. Next up, we've got the Märzen Fest beer from Hohenthaler Schlossbrauerei. Again, very traditional looking artwork there. Where are these based? In Hohentan. Do I sound like a fucking idiot, by the way, when I'm trying to read German? I don't know. It holds a special place in my heart, so humour me. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had that. I've had a few beers from those while I was in Germany. I'm sure I have. And then the last beer is from Erlbrau, who did a really good Doppelbock. And the great thing about Germany, you can get like the 6-pack of Doppelbocks in like 330ml bottles. Doppelbocks are just... I had the Giersinger one yesterday, actually, as I'm recording this. And it's just like, I've not had a Doppelbock for so long. I've not had any like proper traditional German beers for so long. I mean, obviously I've had me Paulaner, Munich Hell. I've had quite a few bottles of Augustiner Lager, Lager Hellers. Oh my God, I can't even speak. I'm tongue-tied. I really, really am tongue-tied. You don't understand how like this is really hitting me here right now. But yeah, and I had this quite a few times while I was living in Germany. Brau, very good brewery indeed. This is the Erlkönig Fest beer. And what's the ABV of this? Am I just really stupid? 6.1%. I am just really stupid, but I think that's why people are enamoured to me. So, yeah, I'm very, very happy with this box. Yeah, but I think 25 quid, it's well worth the money. If you want high quality German beer, then definitely get something like this. You know what? Massive respect to Lidl for stocking this. A lot of people will just see this thing so gimmicky. They want to cash in on Oktoberfest season, but do you know what? What's the opposite to suffer? What's the word used opposite to suffer? We benefit from stuff like this. And it's Kalea. They know what they're doing when they put these boxes out. And yeah, there's the back of the box as well. Did it nearly kill me carrying this all the way home? Yes. Would it have been worth the death? Yes. Will I enjoy drinking these beers? Of course. And yeah, I know Adam's got his. I think Rob was toying with picking this box up. And I really hope the beer tubers do. Because it's just great to see stuff like this. For me, it's more than just the beer. I just can't believe how much seeing the Bischofshof bottle has like really got to me. I'm not gonna lie, quite bittersweet, but more on the sweet side of things. But yeah, definitely worth it. And I don't care if a million other people have posted videos about this. I don't care. I just wanted to show it. I don't really get to talk like this to a lot of people. The only time I really do it is if I'm like with, you know, like the beer tuber people. I keep calling them beer tuber people. They're like close friends, they're family to me. I mean, I am known as the beer person in like my group of like close friends and family, but I wouldn't be able to go in depth like I do with this or with the beer tuber family that I have. But man, it's fucking great, man. Do you know what I mean? And I apologise for swearing. Paul from PA Brew News, even though I know you're not called that now. I can't remember the name of your channel. My mind's just gone blank. I'm not going to apologise for being overly romantic and sentimental about this. Yeah, do you know what? It's just a box of German beer at the end of the day. But to me, you know, that's a big part of my life. Not just the beer. Because that's not really a good thing to say, is it? Let's be honest. But yeah, it's bringing back memories. And I'm looking around, I'm back in shithole at Skelmersdale. Yeah. The bittersweet side of things is starting to kick in now, but we won't let it win. We won't let it win. Yeah, give this a try. Definitely worth your money. Well, you and your mates, whatever, get a couple of boxes. Lidl are doing their Alpenfest stuff, so you're getting a lot of Austrian foods, German foods and stuff like that. I was gutted they didn't have the ready-to-bake pretzels, although I did get 2 fresh pretzels, which I'll probably put a bit of ham and cheese on and then have that for me lunch tomorrow. I might just have it now and do something else for my lunch. But I want to look cultured in work. Don't go down that path. Yeah, lovely stuff. And the highlight already is this bottle of beer. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now because I must sound so fucking tedious. And I'm swearing a lot in this video. I do apologise. Anyway, if you bought this, have you already started it? Blah, blah, blah. By the time, you know, you finish with it and you watch this video, let me know what you think of the beers. I will review as many of these beers as I possibly can. I'm saying that like it's a big chore of just putting the camera on and then drinking a beer and talking about it. Some of these might make an appearance on a live stream, but I definitely want to start championing German beer again, because that's what my channel started off as, really. If you go back, and you might see a couple of reviews that are directly related to this. Anyway, so yeah, that was Kalea's Wiesen-Tragerl. 10 beers, 25 quid. Good drinking, great value. And yeah, just make sure you've got a car or you use public transport, because it's fucking heavy. But you know what? It's gone back to being a 10 out of 10 because that handle. Solid, it's supportive. Yeah, it might cut into your hands a little bit. Shrug it off. And you can see my tit creases, but we'll stop the video now because I'm just talking utter shite. Half an hour of your time you'll never get back. You're very welcome. You all take care. Stay safe. Cheers.